Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins,
And I'm Paul Hankins.
and welcome to On the Air with Power Squared. This week we're bringing back for the third visit Lucas Scheffel from Australia. Say hi.
Hey guys, how you going?
And we're bringing you back as sort of we're doing a kind of Comic Con from home, which is going on now, and not really going on in San Diego, but it's going on now.
Yeah.
So we're using this as sort of a FA panel. So,
Beautiful.
well, welcome to the show. Hope everything's.
Nice.
How are things down
Thanks,
in
guys.
Australia?
Thanks. No, they're good. Thanks for having me on the show for the third time. I feel like family. I feel like we should be doing one of those Vin Diesel memes where
Yeah, it's sort of. We expect when we come down to Australia that you're going to put us up, but anyway, that's not going to happen.
I'll have to. Yeah.
Because we're family.
Before we get in, if you're watching this on YouTube and you like what you see, be sure to like the video, comment if you have any comments about the conversation, and subscribe and ring that bell.
All right. So now that little business is over, out of the way. So if people don't know that you're traveling Australia with your partner and your child, Julie and Phoenix, and
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
So where are you coming from live now?
I'm actually coming from you live from Julie's parents' house out the front in suburban Brisbane, actually. So recently, obviously, Australia's sort of a little bit in lockdown in the southern states and so forth. So we've decided to travel back up to Queensland, near Brisbane, just to check out this side of the world for now until things, I guess, settle down. We've travelled a fair bit around Australia. We went down to South Australia, which is, I don't know if you can see the map. I've just got the map here.
Yeah.
I think I did this last time when I was
yes, you did. Yeah.
So we travelled from Brisbane just sort of through into New South Wales, across sort of the outback New South Wales, to a place called Broken Hill in Silverton, where they actually shot Mad Max 2. That's sort of a mining place. There's nothing out there. It's in the middle of nowhere. And then we dog-legged into South Australia to see my family down towards Adelaide for a little bit. And then we came back up literally the same way a couple of months ago. So
yeah. I saw that you went to Tasmania.
No, I didn't go to Tasmania. No, where did you see that? No.
I thought you did.
No.
Okay.
Oh, did I?
I thought you had posted pictures, and I thought it said Tasmania, so maybe.
No, I hope not. No. No.
Okay. I thought you had.
We're planning to. Yeah, we want to. It's just tricky. Well, it's not tricky to get there. Well, at the moment it is, but you have to get on a ferry and go over to get your caravan and car on there to go over, that sort of thing. So
did you have an agenda, or were you just exploring? I mean, I know things got shut down on you, but.
Yeah, well, the main thing was to get down to see my mum and my family in South Australia. That was sort of one of the goals. Then along the way, it's just you just stop, drive a couple hours, and keep going. And most of the time, you're meeting a lot of grey nomads on the road who are they like to have a chat. And there's a lot of other families traveling, and they tell you, oh, you should check this place out. Have you seen this place? And then you just write all that down and you follow that lead, I guess, in a sense. But then you get on the internet, and obviously you're checking for places as well. So,
are there RV parks there, or are you just parking on the side of the road, or what?
Australia's really interesting. Like we do have the RV parks. There's a lot of I guess we call them caravan parks here, but everywhere you go. Sorry,
I'm throwing in the American in there. Sorry.
No, that's cool. But there is a lot of free camping in Australia. So a lot of councils and governments have set up on the side of the road, or like near weirs or rivers or lakes, where they'll maintain the premises, but there's a lot. You can go there for like 24 hours. There's facilities where you can sometimes shower or go to the toilet and stuff.
That's nice.
And they cap. I think we've been to one place where there was like 14-day limit on places you can stay by a river, and you just got to be tidy, take everything away with you, and be sort of self-contained in that respect. So there's a lot of that that we go to, and then there's a lot of caravan parks and parks that we visit as well. So there's a mixture of things that we do in that respect.
Now, did I see again on your Instagram. You posted pictures of it looked like them hauling your caravan away, or was on the back of the thing. What was that about?
Yeah, so about I don't know. I think it was about a week ago before we came into Brisbane. We were at a small coastal community called Puna, sort of 2 hours out of Brisbane, at a caravan park. It's nice and quiet, sort of like a fishing community where people go out and fish and catch squid and crabs and stuff. And so we decided to leave there and come here into Brisbane to celebrate my son's 5th birthday with family.
Uh-huh.
And we're on a highway. We're on a busy highway, doing like 100. Well, it's like I wasn't doing 110 kilometers an hour. I only do roughly about 80 or 90. I don't know what that's in miles. I'm not sure.
I don't either.
I need to do the
we're
conversion.
Americans. We don't know that metric stuff.
Yeah, I know. So we're driving along. We're all excited and stuff, and then next to it, there was a loud bang from the back of the caravan, and the car jolted a little bit, and I had to slow down and pull over. And one of the tires had obviously blown, and I couldn't change it on the highway because the tire was on the side of all the trucks and cars driving by, so it was very tricky. So my wife ended up calling a towing company that was nearby, and they just literally came out in 10 minutes, got the caravan on top of the truck and drove it to a nearby sort of service station or gas station. And we pulled it in there, pulled it off, and then we changed the tire. But luckily, normally I'm used to changing tires on my own, but there was so many great nomads and truck drivers who were just like, "Oh, look at your caravan. Oh, can I help you change your tire?" Like, because it's an old vintage caravan. Everyone, it's like an old vintage 70s Millard. And in Australia, there was 2 types of caravans when you grew up. Not for me, but if you're in your 50s now, if you grew up in Australia, your mum and dad would have had like a Viscount or a Millard caravan. So anytime anyone of that age sees this, they're like, "Oh wow, cool." So but yeah, I actually had an older couple stop by, and they ended up lending me a hand getting the caravan, like jacking the caravan up, and getting the tire on, because I think this guy just didn't want to go home. He'd been caravanning with his wife somewhere, and he just didn't want to go home. So I'm like, "You sure you can go? I can get this." And he's like, "No. The more time I spend away from home, the better." Because I think his son was coming, and I think his wife was just annoying him on the day, so he just wanted to stick around. So because it was raining as well, it was raining, and we're changing this tire, and he had grease all over him, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "No, I'm fine. This is cool."
So the towing company didn't change it for you? They just hauled you somewhere so you could do it?
Yeah. I said I had everything to jack it up, and I did, but then this guy just wanted to help. So, it was
But see, I do try to follow you on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're seeing the journey take place.
So your son had his 5th birthday recently.
Yes, he did. Yeah, big 5.
And as I understand it, you had a birthday just the other day?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Was that why you picked that day to launch your Kickstarter?
Yeah, because last year I did the same. I launched the first Angry Squad comic book on the same day, basically. So I decided to make it a tradition and just follow in suit with that. So I don't know if I'll do that next year. There was a lot going on, so it's been a bit hectic. So
we like to celebrate guests' birthdays on the show. So
like, what are you doing in the corner there?
It took longer than I thought. But happy birthday! If you want to try to blow out the candle.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. Look at that. Way to go.
Thanks, guys.
And your wish was, of course, to fully fund your Kickstarter.
That's right. Yeah. So if anyone's watching, go to angryfredkickstarter.com/squad and get on the angry train.
That's right.
Pledge.
I wanted to show a picture that I found of which you posted. I didn't dig this up. So.
Oh man, this is like being on one of those talk shows where they dig up something from your past.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. You talked very nicely about your father and your parents.
Thank you.
So I want to show a picture that you posted. I don't know if you can see it yet or not.
Yes, cool. This is This was a while ago.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and you're packing a gun in the shot.
Isn't that what you guys do over there? No.
No, yeah.
No.
We have open carry here in some states, but so this is you say that this is from a film. It's not a out with the folks Bonnie and Clyde style day. Or something.
No. This was taken around 2007, and this is just before I was about to shoot a feature film with my dad, and this is basically the film that gave birth to Angry Fred. Basically, well, I didn't know it back then, but the character, if you can see under my dad's big green jacket, he's actually wearing the red jacket that you see Angry Fred wear, basically.
Yes. Okay.
And so to give it context, I think my sister was taking photos of us.
Or the police.
Taking photos of us for just like promo images that I was going to Photoshop out and use as a poster and stuff. And the gun isn't real; it's fake. It's just a rubber plastic gun.
I was just like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And you do mention, you do mention that it was a film. I just thought I would have some.
Yeah. There's been a few comments that some people have been saying about that, but yeah, the character I'm playing there is Marcus Knight, basically, who features in the Angry Squad as well. So yeah, but it's an interesting photo because my mum and obviously my dad's no longer with us, but my mum as well. She's in a nursing home and she has Alzheimer's and dementia. So yeah, it's probably one of those moments you sort of cherish on and look back on, with happiness as well. So yeah.
Really thought but I do. You say something really nice about them in your Kickstarter video, so I just thought.
Thank you,
folks.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your Kickstarter. You started it a couple of days ago.
Yes.
The 22nd here, but it was the 23rd for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, tell us about this new issue. What's it? What?
Yeah. So the second installment of Angry Squad is called Viva Las Angry, and this sort of takes place well after the first comic book Code Angry, and we kind of pick up with the story just in the sort of the day-to-day activities of the Angry Squad, and it's not necessarily explained what's happened and how everyone's sort of come together. So in the first Code Angry book, everyone was, we kind of had Angry Fred join a couple of hit women, and there was this crazy gorilla, and then there was this lady called Mama Coco's that was taking them on a journey, and now everyone is sort of together in Viva Las Angry. So there's kind of a gap between Code Angry and Viva Las Angry, which I will explore at some other point.
Okay.
So in this story, basically what happens is Angry Fred's war buddy Battle Jackson and former lover Rusty Moores come back from the dead. And as they do, as they do in any sort of comic book universe. Battle Jackson was Angry Fred's right-hand man during the Vietnam War when Angry Fred served over there. Obviously, Angry Fred came back, and Battle Jackson came back in a body bag, and then through some strange twist of events, Battle Jackson comes back to life, and he basically becomes an unhinged war veteran who's got a second life. He's got unstoppable superpowers, and he's basically got nothing to lose. And so he's causing a bit of grief for Angry Fred and the squad. And then on top of that, the sexy and seductive Rusty Moores, who Angry Fred and Battle Jackson met back in the Vietnam War, I think I've got her as a USO showgirl that performed back then.
Okay.
She comes back from the dead as well and causes a bit of mayhem and leads Angry Fred astray into an emotional no man's land. And so basically it's up to the Angry Squad to stop a twisted love triangle and a tyranny of emotions from taking down the man that they call Angry. So that's the nuts that's the nuts and bolts of it. And basically I've got hints of like things like the A-Team and like the filmography of Elvis Presley's in there, and there's obviously themes like from the 1950s and 60s, that sort of vibe going on. You know, they obviously all go to Las Vegas to stop, you know, Battle Jackson from wreaking havoc on the town.
So how did you choose?
And that's obviously hence why it's called Viva Las Angry. Sorry.
How did you?
Sorry.
Yes. I don't mean to interrupt. How did you pick Vegas as a location? Is it because of the Elvis film Viva Las Vegas, or is that just
pretty much? Yeah, pretty much Viva. Yeah, pretty much Viva Las Vegas. It was that sort of vibe. I'm like a real big Elvis fan, and I just thought, well, I wanted to take Angry Fred down sort of this line of like showing a little bit of heart to him, or a little bit of a love sort of thing going on with him, and I thought I'd sort of mesh the two together and create this story where we still see him as this big, tough exterior sort of guy, but now he's been seducted and taken along this weird sort of journey. So we see a little bit of heart in there, and you know, I thought what better place to sort of instill that in is, you know, Vegas, and have that Elvis vibe going on. So
I told you that this month on Turner Classic Movies, which I'm sure you don't get down there, Elvis is the star of the month.
Yeah,
so they're showing all these Elvis, you know, race car and
yeah. I did see that.
Yeah. So. It was perfect timing for you.
That's a good coincidence. Yeah.
Like you planned it. Yeah.
Amazing. I did. Yeah, I talked to them. Yeah.
Could you do me a solid and make it Elvis month? And they said sure. So have you seen a lot of Elvis movies? I mean, did you see them you were too young probably to see them in a theater.
I was obviously too young to. I was well and truly. He was well and truly passed away when I was born. But I think there's like 32 films, and I've seen them all. I actually collected them all on VHS, and I think I've got all of them on DVD as well. So I've seen them all. Yeah.
Supposedly every film he made when it opened was really big, and I mean that's what I heard, because I saw a couple of. I'm old enough to remember Elvis dying, and actually I saw one or two of them in the theater. But
yes.
They're all kind of
awesome.
You know,
they're
kind of very similar.
Yeah, they were all kind of very formulated, and you know, he's either trying to win money in a car race, or a speedboat, or a tractor, or you know, something zany like that. Yeah,
because it was always hard for Elvis
I actually remember my dad. My dad was saying to me when I was young, he remembers seeing a lot of Elvis movies at the drive-in near his town here in Australia when he was, you know, and they used to play it. But he said it was quite funny when you know, all the couples would be at the drive-in and they'd show an Elvis movie, and when Elvis was singing, all the guys in the drive-in were like, you know, booing and going, and like, get on with the action sort of thing, you know, that sort of thing. So,
well, I mean, I like Elvis as a musician. You know, he did some really good stuff, especially in the early days. The Sun Records and all that. But
yes.
Some of the songs in these movies are really kind of very laughable.
They are. If you watch the film Blue Hawaii, he talks about, I think it's that film where he sings about having a clam bake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A clam bake. That's funny.
What? Who wrote that? But gonna have a clam bake. Yeah,
I was thinking of that song. Really that's really scary.
The same wavelength
there. or he's like, his GI Blues. I think he's singing out the window of the bus. You know, and like really.
Yes. Just random things where he's, you know, in cars with girls, just playing a guitar and there's music and he's playing in the background. You know, it's like quite funny, but you know,
they gave up on him trying to make him a serious actor and just put him in these.
Yes, they did. I read somewhere that he wanted to be, but obviously his relationship with the Colonel, Tom Parker, his manager, just didn't want to make that happen. So, but I read somewhere he wanted to. He was up for the role of playing Chris Christopherson's role in A Star Is Born. Really? There's a theory if he would have gone and done that, he would have got in better shape, and he may have not gone the way that he did. But that's just a theory. But yeah.
Yeah, because I had a teacher in college that talked about how Elvis came out against marijuana. He goes, but he was on every other drug possible, you know.
Yes, that's right. Exactly.
He became a DEA agent, you know.
He did.
Bizarre. Because he went to visit Nixon in the White House, and Nixon made him an honorary DEA agent because he was against marijuana. Yes. But he took like every other. He took a drug his sweat wouldn't smell, and he had to take stuff to go to sleep and stuff to wake up.
Yeah, to wake up. Yeah.
So marijuana was ironic. Bad, but every other thing was okay. No. So what's your favorite Elvis Presley film?
Elvis Presley film. Oh, it has to be Viva Las Vegas, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So we can lose the image, I guess. Kickstarters are hard enough.
So I was gonna say, speaking of Viva Las Angry, I can show some images from the book.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Yeah.
It's hard enough to do a Kickstarter, you know, anyway. But you've said before, and we have you on tape, that the internet's really hard down there. It's not very good in Australia. You said that.
Yeah.
Does it make it harder being also kind of on the move and all that to put this together?
Yeah, it kind of does. It does a little bit. Like, it's a funny fact for you. We've travelled around quite a bit, and there was one place outside of Broken Hill in outback New South Wales, and it was in a free camp, and I just had my here we use like Telstra, and I had it in like I've got Wi-Fi in the caravan, like in a unit, so. And I did a speed test. So everywhere I go, I do an internet speed test. And excuse me. And I ended up getting the fastest internet I've ever had in Australia at that place. It was like beyond belief. And I was like, what is going on here? This is the middle of nowhere. Like I walk outside and there's nothing, like absolutely nothing. It's just desert and far as the eye can see. And I'm just like, I don't understand this. And you go into the city and stuff, and you know, you're just struggling for the net. But yeah, like, you know, when doing this Kickstarter, I obviously pick and choose where we are, if I had a good enough internet and so forth, and make sure I'm uploading, you know, videos and images, you know, before I move on to another place where I know I don't have great internet. So yeah.
So walk us through the how much are you trying to raise?
Yeah.
How much are you trying to raise? Sure.
So I'm trying to raise 5,500 Australian with a. So at the moment we're at 37% funded with 26 backers, and we have 31 days to go on the campaign. So it's been, you know, we're 3 days in, and you know, it's been quite a good you know, surge of pledging so far. So I'm very, very happy with that.
Now, if someone's watching the show, yes, we pledged, and we would encourage everybody who's watching.
Yes, you did. You did. Yeah. I'm very grateful. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I noticed you pledged for you getting one of the T-shirts as well, which is good. We've got a cool vintage.
Well, you can show the
vintage
T-shirt.
Sort of. There it is.
Yeah.
Vintage poster T-shirt there going on with, you know, Angry and the love interest and the Vegas sign and so forth, and a cool car. So yeah, that's one of the pledges you can get.
What other rewards?
Yeah, there's been a couple of popular rewards where you can get yourself drawn into the comic book as well. So you can feature as a cameo, like in the background, or you can have a one-liner. I think the one-liner is actually gone. You can have a one-liner with Angry Fred, and then there's another one where you can have you'll be featured over 2 pages as a security guard, sort of chasing Angry Fred in a shopping mall. Okay. So there's that. You can do that, or you can just do the cameos where you're just in the background. There's a few scenes that happen in Vegas where we've got a few people taking photographs of Angry Fred on their phones and stuff, so you can feature as that as well. They're a little bit tricky as a Kickstarter to sort of negotiate. Like obviously 40 pages of this book have been already done, and there's another 20 that haven't been, so that 20 is where all that sort of stuff happens. Yeah,
so this is still a work in progress. That was one of my questions.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine going through the hassle of putting people into the thing and stuff.
I kind of structured it in that way, so I wasn't going back and going, oh, can you just rub this guy out and change everything? But,
Page 1, panel 1, you made this guy.
Yeah, so that's the thing with that.
You also have playing cards, which makes a lot of sense for it being based in Vegas.
Yeah, we do. We have the poker cards sort of thing going on. They're custom playing cards, so they on all the characters that feature in this comic book will feature on the suites of the certain playing cards. Wow. So, which is really cool. So yeah, that can be gotten as an add-on if you're getting a comic, or you just want to get that as an add-on, or it comes in like a custom sort of higher end tier reward as well.
It was a little pricey for me, but I'm trying to.
Yeah.
And then you also have a little Lego Angry Fred.
Yeah, we've got that as a Lego. This is funny. A Lego. This is funny because I was on a earlier in the week. I was on a live stream on the launch day, and I talked about this Lego Angry Fred, and it's an add-on feature. And I had this in an exclusive higher tier reward back in the first Angry Squad that I launched last year. So you couldn't get it as an add-on back then. So it comes as a little it's a little mini Lego Angry Fred, and he comes with what looks like a club in his hand, like a magic wand, but it's actually meant to be a cigar.
Yeah, I thought it does have a giant cigar.
Yeah, it's a giant cigar. So it's funny. On the live stream I was in a couple of days ago, when I mentioned this, one of the guys on the stream had pledged to get a bunch of comics, and he's like, "Oh, I got to go back and add that on." So yeah, it's he was kind of chuffed about that. So yeah.
How are you getting away with? I mean, Lego doesn't make little Angry Freds. Are you painting?
No.
Are you taking?
No.
Are you taking? Do they have like a bald, a guy with sunglasses on, and you're just picking shirt? I mean, it must be.
Yeah. I basically went out and sourced this myself. I think there was I can't remember what the company was called online. There's a lot of companies online that you can make custom Legos for yourself.
I know that.
And so yeah, there are ones you can just go to and say I want this made, and they'll do it. Or there's ones you can go to and you can get all the parts yourself, and you'll go through like a step-through system where it will show you photographs of what it will look like and what part you're getting, and then get it sent to you. I basically opted for that option, and I just did a bit of research and found the color of the legs, a jacket that resembled Angry Fred closely, and then luckily there was a head with the sunglasses and that looked angry, that sort of thing. So
worked out. No, and
I
figured that it was some sort of other piece that's supposed to be the cigar.
Yes, the cigar was. Yeah, some people get confused on that. But it's all good. So
it's quite a thing. So, so this is Angry Fred driving a car, and that's Rusty next to him.
Yes, that's correct. Well, this is an interesting image. This is actually based on a movie lobby card of Viva Las Vegas, where Elvis and Aunt Margaret were driving through the desert in a car that looked very similar to that. Huh. So with every physical pledge that everyone gives to the Viva Las Angry Kickstarter, they're going to get one of these movie inspired lobby cards as a physical print. So I sort of made a reference to that that original Elvis one, and just put a little bit of a spin on it here with Angry Fred driving in the front seat with his lover Rusty Moores, and then in the background we've got crazy Battle Jackson riding in a hot rod with a Tommy gun, so chasing after them. So yeah,
I don't recall that being
it goes
in the
movie,
but Elvis versus the Tommy gun.
So.
Don't shoot me, Mr. Tommy gun. So what is the one reward that you're the happiest with?
The one reward I'm most happiest with? I think I'm most happiest with like the triple threat, like the 3 comic books. So we've got like the main wraparound comic for Viva Las Angry, and then on top of that, you can get 2 other variant covers that has one is a tribute to Action Comics 1. So instead of Superman holding up the car, it's Angry Fred holding up a car.
Right.
And then the other one is sort of like this I've called it the ballistic variant cover. It's sort of artwork where Angry Fred's driving a car, shooting a gun backwards, and then one of the girls is firing a machine gun up into the air, where we see Crazy Battle Jackson in the air in his hot rod coming down with a Tommy gun, trying to chase the guys. So yeah, I'm really happy at how all that artwork sort of panned out. So yeah.
So you're, what is it, 2/3 of the way through the book. So when do you anticipate it actually shipping?
So the end of I've got end of September, but it could be earlier in that respect. So depending on how well we do with the campaign.
Right. Yeah. So it's further along than just empty pages.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We've given enough time for that. So,
are you working on the next issue?
This is the age-old question, isn't it? I'm working on it in my head, in my sleep. I've already. I feel like when you do these Kickstarters and you see things come to life, and the more you talk to people, ideas come to you. I don't know if I want to do Angry Squad 3. I'm not sure just yet, or I've got a couple of other ideas I want to explore. I'm not sure. So, but yeah, there's ideas. I've got a lot of ideas to play with. So yeah, most definitely.
Okay. So tell people again how they can find your Kickstarter.
Yeah. So if you go to angryfredkickstarter.com/squad, that'll take you straight to the Kickstarter page, where you can watch the cool video, scroll down and look at all the rewards, find a little bit about why I'm doing this, and read about the story, see some of the comic book sample pages as well, and then choose your pledge and get on a reward and go forth. Yeah.
And if people wanted to follow you or Angry, however you want to have it, how would they follow you?
Follow me. The best thing to do is probably go to Instagram and go to @AngryFredComics, and follow me on there. And if you want to follow me, go to @LucasScheffel. That's my handle for both Twitter and Instagram as well. So yeah.
And I will say I appreciate the fact that you like so many. I'll look at stuff and there's a like, and it's you usually that likes it.
I'm your number one fan. I'm a family, like Vin Diesel says, family.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
The thing, so.
There's nothing stronger than family.
That's right.
That's right. Exactly right.
So when we do a Kickstarter, we expect you to be backing that. That's good.
Well, actually, I started reading all your Power Squared comic books just a few weeks back on, is it Global Comics?
Yes.
I can't remember what. Yes. Yeah, I'm signed up to that and I'm getting through them at the moment.
Okay. The first, it's always the first 5 that everybody, you start with those, and those are the ones we kind of want to move past, but we're still kind of.
Oh, okay.
The Kickstarter that will happen is going to be again with the first 5 again.
Cool. Wonderful.
The on-demand publisher artithmeric.com.
Yeah.
Where you can buy them in print, is trying to put together BDs, which is basically kind of a hardback trade.
Yeah.
The sell. In
Europe. Beautiful.
And
nice.
So they're going to do a Kickstarter, hopefully in September. They kind of told us.
Fantastic.
And raise money and then get them translated into different languages to sell them in Europe. So.
Fantastic. Yeah. I'll definitely be there. I'll jump on board for sure. Yeah.
Yes, you will. Yeah. And you'll have us on your show, I'm sure. No, I'm kidding. So if you are watching us for the first time and you're interested in Power Squared, you can go to powersquaredcomicbook.com, and we encourage you to enroll, which is San Ramiro Community College is the school where our heroes go to, and so we have a place you can enroll, and you'll be on our newsletter and get a free comic book and some other stuff.
Yeah.
So I encourage people.
Fantastic.
If you're watching for the first time. So anyway, thanks so much for being on the show. I know you've got family to probably get back to, and it's, what time is it? Like 11 11:30 there.
11:30. Yeah. Yep.
So you have a whole day left to go. But,
no, thanks, guys. Thanks for I truly appreciate you guys getting me on the show to talk about the book and learning more about what you guys are up to as well. It's
we always have to talk about ourselves.
And do we sign off?
Sure.
All right.
So until next week, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
And this has been On the Air with Power Squared.